Hey everybody, happy Chinese New Year. So for those of you don't know, today is the first day of the Lunar New Year for the year of the ox. And I wish you happiness, health, and abundance in all areas of your life. Yesterday we had a coaching call and I thought I'd share some of the questions that came up. One of them was around how do you handle a relative, a friend, a coworker that's really nosy. You probably encounter these type of people in your life as well where they just want to know everything about you, and then when you tell them what's going on, then they use it to judge you, whether that's how you date, who you date, how you parent your children, where to send them to school. The sky's the limit. I mean, these people just want to milk everything out of you, and then they criticize you, and then you end up feeling horrible. But then again, unless you're ready to cut them out of your life altogether, and some people choose to do that. But if you're not ready to do that, how do you maintain your boundary so that you're not opening all sorts of attack surface for them to criticize you? Because it doesn't feel good to get criticized. It doesn't feel good to have somebody nosing into your life where they don't belong. So I coach people on how to do that. That question came up. Another one that came up is, what if you have a toxic boss, right? This toxic boss wants you to work weekends. They want to cancel your social life. Even if you say, no, I have a prior engagement, they try to help you. They try to help you by finding ways that you can still make it happen. A lot of people will cave at that point because, first of all, this person is in a power position. I can't risk pissing off my boss. What if they fire me? What if I get a bad review? And also, this other person is appearing to be helpful. They're like thinking outside the box to help you find a way that you could help them. So then how do you handle that and stay firm? Because guess what? People like that, they're predatorial, and they're constantly like trying to see if there's kinks in their armor. And if they sense weakness, they smell blood, they're going to keep coming after you. What I teach my coaching clients is that you got to stay strong. Why? Because if you don't set boundaries, it's going to be long-term pain. Setting boundaries is going to be stressful in the short term, but massive, massive stress relief in the long term. So being able to do boundary setting well, to do it gracefully, to do it without being defensive, to do it without tearing the relationship apart is so important, because people are constantly going to try to like kind of test your boundaries, whether that's in, you know, even parental relationships and friendship, especially in dating. It comes up all the time. Another question that came up from a young lady who's in dating right now is, how do I date smart so I don't lose myself? I thought that was extremely wise, because a lot of women don't think about that question, and they just go into dating as if they're like in for a pageant, like please choose me, please make me number one, I'm gonna do whatever, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna wear this swimsuit and say nice things, smile to try to win your favor. That's not how you win in a dating game, not at all. That's just totally wrong. So I was so glad that she asked that question, because you see that women, even in their 40s, lose themselves completely in dating. Recently, Ashton Kutcher, well, that's about like, a couple years ago, Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore's demise, their marriage, and how that happened. And Demi Moore talking about how she literally bent over backwards to try to become who she believes that Ashton wants her to be. So for her to continue to capture this younger man's heart. And we all saw how that happened, right? How that went down. But then how do you do it correctly is where people get lost. We all know how to do it incorrectly. In the coaching program, the difference between that and watching a video or reading a blog is that, these other sources give you generalities, like, 5 points of how to do boundary setting. But how do you apply to your actual situation? Every situation is a little bit different. So in the coaching program, I answer your specific question. So you actually get to write down the information I give you, and you get to practice it, because you got to practice it. If you don't practice, you're going to show up and you're going to be like a deer in a headlight. So you practice it, and practice makes perfect, and you're going to grow. These are the type of situations that are what I call the type 1 decisions, or type 1 situations, where they're hard to undo. Let's say that you say the wrong thing at work, or you really kind of overreact in a dating situation. It may be irreversible. Or you choose, the worst case I think is, choose to marry the wrong guy. And then even worse is to have kids with the wrong guy. So I'm offering you a 1 month free trial. If you're interested in working with me, this trial offer will not last forever. And after that, the payment is only $14.99 a month. So I deliberately designed it to be only 50 cents because I want to reach as many women as possible to help you make the right decision in life. For those of you that don't know, I did not come from a happy family. My parents were both awful narcissists. So I was trained to please people, to train to not understand what self-love is. And I was vulnerable to abusive people, and I was subjected to a lot of bad, toxic people as a grown-up. And I had to learn the hard way. I spent years, like decades, learning this. And I chose not to have kids, so I have the benefit of time and resources to devote towards this. But I want to short circuit the process for you. I don't want you to have to go through, failures in order to get to a happy place. So today I'm happily married. I have abundance in all areas of my life. And I think it is absolutely possible for you too, but you just need to know how to do it the right way. You have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right framework to think through things logically. You always have to bring your brain, not just your heart. They're both important. And you have to have the right techniques. So all three are very important. And I help my coaching women in my coaching group with all of these. So if you're interested, check out the link. There is a 1 month free offer, which will not last. So join me and I'll see you in the coaching group.